Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? It's your boy Demo the Don, aka God Demo. Back in the house again, back in this thing again, doing what I do the best, doing what I do the most, keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Do I care how you feel? You know I don't care how you feel, because I can't care how you feel, because you ain't me. You don't have the responsibilities I have. You don't understand the things that I'm forced to understand, and because I can't see myself being as limited as a lot of you. And it's sad because I'm telling you all about all this research and studying I've been doing, all this constant information gathering I've been doing, and a lot of you would seek to still try to compete and compare, even though you're just now doing a lot of research and investigation and trying to figure it out and stuff like that now. And it's the older generation, you know what I'm saying, too. You know what I'm saying? So you had a race. We had an information race right now on between each other. And that's the competition that we're really having right now is a information race. And I was trying to move it to a care race, but that failed because you people don't care. So it just is what it is. You got to accept truth for what it is and accept people for who they are. So it's one of those type of things where you just have to just take it as it goes and try to follow along. So try to follow along. Try to follow along now. So as I'm doing these videos and whatnot, I have been stating certain portions of things that was going on. You know what I'm saying? I have been stating certain things that have been going on because I keep it real, and I wanted you to be a part of it as well as not be a part of it. So I didn't want your help, your advice, your suggestions, none of what you would offer, none of your services. However, I did want you to be aware of what happened. But like I said, you guys are so spiritually weak that you couldn't hear what was going on, you couldn't see what was going on, you couldn't feel it. You have no spiritual awareness or adeptness at all. And that was the biggest problem with everything, because as your government had good intentions for you to a certain extent, uh, it was messed up what they was trying to do and what they is doing. Because right now we're at a standstill. We're at a big hump over things because they was in the process of doing some things, and with me doing what I'm doing, it kind of deterred the process a whole lot, a little bit more than necessary, than needed, than should. So it's one of those type of situations where I want you to be aware of how and what and when and where and stuff like that, but not the how of how it got done and how to do it. Okay, so during the process of me, transferring over and stuff like that, I had to find out why, my life was so different. And so when I found out, because I didn't know how to take it, because, like I said, that's when I found out about the different portions of everybody and how the soul and the spirit was different. And, then there's the essence and da 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 da. Like I said, I have phantom and the corporeal. And then there's another portion. And I usually call it the husk portion. You know what I'm saying? And that's the portion that I usually keep the pure energy in, and the control in. That's why I usually that's control. So as control husk Jehovah, control husk Jehovah came through. You know what I'm saying? Jesus control husk Jehovah. I'm sorry, Jesus control husk Jehovah. Because his last name is Jehovah, and that's the name we share, Jehovah. But mine is my first name, and his is last name. So, because he got to be his own person. That's what the whole thing is with me and everything else, is that the portions of me, I want them to have their own life, and the portions of you, they want to have their own life, but you don't understand stuff like that. So they're either going to have to cut you loose, or you're going to have to accept who they are, and so on and so forth. Because like I was saying to y'all, my heart has own person. Is Tiffany Strange. And then there's my right heart. Yeah, I got two hearts. It's just I can combine them and separate them when I need to, when I'm not being examined. When I'm not being examined, I can separate them. You know what I'm saying? They can be in two different, like I said, I'm not like you, man. I'm telling y'all, man, I understand that you want to stick to human logic, but human logic is not the same as spatial or God logic. Because out there in space beyond this planet, there is technology way beyond her, way beyond her. So, and they learned what to do with their resources a whole lot better than you. And when they figured that out, it was a little too late, because they had destroyed a whole lot of resources doing what you do, just trashing it and flossing it around, like it's nothing. But those resources carry properties that was usage for other things. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to help y'all. Y'all don't listen. The whole auditory learning skills and listening, and your ego and your pride and your faith and your stupidity and stuff like that. Just woo, it is what it is. So as Jesus control husk Jehovah goes, that's where my ribbon goes. See, everybody has a ribbon, and it usually goes to your soul, but mine's go to my husk and not my soul. And I had to find out like why that was. You know what I'm saying? Why did it go to my soul? Because it never went to Maju. It went to the husk, and the husk is in my chair, but no one sees the husk until the husk is there. So and that's why a lot of female creator gods, when they create, they come off as male. Because they're sitting in my chair. Because usually, what happens is it was a trial run. I'm the word, remember? So, and no God can create without the word. So, as they're doing their trial run or whatnot, they have to sit in my chair until they can get into theirs and create theirs. That's why it's like you have to create your own heaven. If you're a God and you ain't creating no heaven, then either you ain't no God, or you ain't attached to no God to be a God, and it could be any of those situations, which is what's going on with a lot of y'all now because of what the government did. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to give you all powers, quirks, mutant abilities, such, and that's what COVID-19 was about. Okay. Um, so it was a steroid to activate your innate abilities. However, with me doing what I'm doing, I kind of halted the process, because they got to do some things and do some things and do some things and do some things in order to continue. But I kind of fucked the process up some. Because okay, at the same time, they knew that I was here because some people was messing with my board, and and I told them I'm here. I'm alive, I'm here. And then shortly after, I screamed spiritually that I exist, and it rang through everybody. So I don't know but I don't, like I said, you guys are so spiritually weak, it probably didn't ring through you all. But it rang through a few of them, though, for sure. It ran through a few of them because they immediately attached. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I'm the communication link between spirit and flesh. And that's a big portion of why, even in spirit, I'm still considered flesh. You know what I'm saying? And even in the flesh, I'm still considered spirit. So, because I'm on both ends. So as I was talking to a certain person or people, I told them, I'm in all three, in several odd places at once. And the question was like, how do you, I'm not going to tell you how, but I'm going to tell you what, So it was like, I'm three different people, and I gave the example down in one of the other videos. So, but like I said, for me, it goes deeper because my spirit energy is infinite. You know what I'm saying? Which the infinite sign that you have is not the true infinite sign. We'll discuss that another time. That's what I'm saying. The Professor Excalibur is yeah. It's like that. I don't have the room for whatnot. That's why I'd rather do these videos than do lives, because with every other sentence you would have a question, and with those questions you would interrupt the flow of the course. And then I don't have a book or notes or nothing to go off of. All I have is this, because I don't believe in forgetting things like you. That's why it's like you can't call me that one with a God word. You know what I'm saying? One word with a God at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because I am not the God of the forgetful ass goofballs. That's what these clowns I heard claiming to be gods are. That's what kind of gods they are. They are God of the forgetful ass goofballs. So you put that at the end. Oh yeah. So that's oh yeah, yeah. So that's what kind of that's what every time that's why I'm like, I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god. I'm like, you a what now? That's what you are, buddy. That's what you are. And they don't understand that part. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so that's why I ask them, do you know what the first rule is? Oh, do. And it's usually, ain't no rule, ain't no rule. You messed up right there. That's your first messed up right there. That's what let me know that that's what kind of God you are. You know that word you call, guys who like guys. Woo, boy, simple minded mother. Anyway, yeah, that's sad because, like, that's why I was like, I don't think of it the way that you do. I see it the way that it really is, because language is a little bit different outside of this planet, because no one actually stumbles over every other word like they do here. Because vocabulary is important in every world but this one. And it's just the same how people talking about some common ground, common this, common. We don't have common knowledge. That's why it's like people that's Melanies, in the ghetto. I'm like, man, y'all really need to pick up, because y'all so far behind, you don't even realize it. Straight up, you so far behind, you don't even realize it. And it's because of vocabulary, because everyone else is going off Webster's and so on and so forth, and mostly Webster's. But that's the common ground for most people in communicating, and you're going off of random crap that you made up in your mind that sound like it could be close to what you want it to be. Yeah, that doesn't bring common ground nowhere. Which is like, that's why I be snapping and whatnot about all these different damn languages. It's like, especially like amongst like one people, you got different like 5, 6, 8 different damn languages amongst one people. How y'all supposed to communicate? It's just it's sad, but it's true, So just follow along. Like I said, follow along. I know it's hard for you because of your impulsiveness and you're not being able to retain information like you're supposed to. Because as you're being told a story or reading or whatnot, it's hard for you to keep up. So by the time you get to the middle, you done forgot all of the beginning, and so it's hard for you to just stop, go back, and try to remember to try to read through the beginning again, then try to go all the way back to the end, and you got to go back and forth, 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 in order to read a lot of you. Because your more stronger readers, that's what they do. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's your strongest readers. Like I said, I'm the Holy Spirit, so I'm kind of to it. I am going through y'all to see what's going on, because I would like to get to the bottom of things and address the problem, so that way we can create a solution. But I have to do all the factors and aspects on my own, because of you don't believe that I should have to do all of that. You believe I should have to do everything and all of that. So I'm like, whatever. Responsibilities. Boy, I tell you. So even with the greatest power, I still think about your weak ass. And you have to be considerate of your weak ass. So, it's just one of those things. That's what I'm saying. Play to win, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of situations where, I'm the dirtiest player in the game. Straight up, I'm the dirtiest player in the game, because I play to win, and I'm going to win. every time. I'm gonna win. So sometimes you need to take a seat, you know what I'm saying, to somebody who's stronger and smarter and faster witted and all that. You know, just someone whose brain functioning is at a higher level than yours. You know, so to be the smartest man on the planet is really an insult. It's really an insult. It's not a honor to be the smartest man on this planet. It's an insult because I'm not even trying, and I'm the smart. How? But you know, it makes me more frustrated that not even trying, and I'm the smartest being in creation. That's what I get for being Baby Amazo Brainiac, huh? Oh boy, I tell you, you know. So that's why I was like, you know, I have to bring it out in sections and whatnot because as I go through it, the information won't register correctly, you know, for you all. That's why I did this way because of how information registers for you, and so I have to kind of spin you around the other way. You know what I'm saying? So, but I got to do it your style, your way, in order for it to catch on someday. It's crazy because you know everybody has their own way, style, and thinking, and talking, and communication, and blah, 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 blah. But some things remain the same, and no matter where civilization and what your species or whatnot, it always ends up the same. 0 through 9, A through Z. Every time. It always ends up that way, you know. So that's why it's universal and cosmic language. You know what I'm saying? Those letters and numbers right there. And so, you know, just follow along with me now. So the husk, which is Jesus control husk, Jehovah, uh, he decided to be. And when he decided to be, he found out, you know, he could pretty much be just the same as me, pretty much make his own wishes and do whatever he want to do, however he want to do it. But he saw that was a problem. I'm still stronger. I'm still way more powerful. You know, it's just one of those type of things where I have this great responsibility. And you know, so with that great responsibility, just the same as with great power comes great responsibility, with great responsibility comes great power. And to be, you know, this responsible, you know, is it's taxing, it's draining. But with an infinite will, I just bounce right back. So short story. So a guy was feeling down one day, and I saw to cheer him up, and it was the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? And so he boom put me on my head real fast. I jumped right back up. Like, dude, you got some seconds to explain to me why you did that. We became real good friends after that. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew. He never tried it again. And I asked him a few years back. I said, "You do remember that time, right?" He was like, "Oh no, I ain't gonna forget that never." And I do understand. Okay, okay, okay. Just so you know, we got to understand it before we even carry on. He didn't call me back. He didn't call me back. Okay, whatever. You know, like I said, short story. So anyway, you know, it was one of those. It's one of those type of things where it's not what they tell you because they don't have any connection to spirit, and with they doing the things they've been doing, you should understand that their intentions are bad. And so, for their intentions to be bad, the words that they use to manipulate you has to have some kind of, you know, meaning to it. And the meaning behind it is what the is they thinking? To use y'all as puppets to defend and protect them, but be super rebellious. What? It makes no sense. But that's but y'all still protect them, and that's the main thing they was really more concerned about is you protecting them and defending them, and we're ready to, go for them. Yeah. So, and think about how these people are fighting for their words. You know. So it's insane the way you guys are beings. That's why I'm like, we turn psychotic, losing all of our insanities because of, we're here and we need, these guys are for the entertainment. These guys are for the tour. Straight up, these guys are straight for the tour. They're straight entertainment. They're just not just there occupying space. As we keep going along our way. So let's move it along. That's why I'm like, information and knowledge is where it's at for real, because you can't have communication without information and technology. So, that's what made this particular time very important and crucial time for gods and whatnot, because it's at a time where you have good communication amongst each other and amongst the planet, and somebody like me can broadcast throughout the whole planet just from my bedroom or living room or whatever, and still be heard through a lot of people from different places and blah blah blah. So this is a good time for guys to contact you and communicate with you before you go a little further, because then your arrogance get way overboard, which it's where it's at now, which is why your leadership sought to kind of thin the numbers, and because but now they know which numbers to thin and who to pokey poo at. Hey man, I'm starting shit, war. Damn. Full Horseman, War, and DEA minus the TH out of those are my main two. Now I also can do pestilence and famine, but the pestilence that I've chosen to give you is a brain dysfunction, because you don't need none of that stuff that they're gonna try to give you. So I'm creating the brain dysfunction so that way, even if activated, you won't know what to do with it. You hurt yourself before you hurt somebody else. That's how stupid y'all are. So I'm like, why want to help? I do my part. I do my part. I help out. And see, unlike them, they sneaky and did you like that. They slick and sneaky did you like that. See, I sly and stealthy did you like that, while also telling you straight to your face. So it's just I go direct with it. I'm the dirtiest player in the game. I tell you straight up. This is what I did to you. This is what I'm going to do to you. Because, as I'm telling y'all, how it's going to be in HE double, with the digits and the different temperatures and plus and minuses and, what I'm saying, give you the point a lot of time and, what I'm saying, play that one stick game, what I'm saying. But it's just going to be you. You're going to get some sticks, though, but that ain't the kind of sticks you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you follow along, maybe you're not, But okay, so keep going. So these are the type of things that you weren't aware of that I'm just blabbing, and you're not gonna believe it because you don't understand shit. So that's cool for me, that works better for me. And then you're not watching or listening at the point when you're supposed to be watching or listening. So I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm your enemy, remember? I'm not supposed to be sharing information with you. Let me know when your enemies share information with you. Stupid. So it's just one of those type of situations where you have to understand your position and where you stand, not only in life, but with others people. So, if you understand where you stand with other people, then you can, understand how to interact with them when you interact with them, and that's why it's like I'm telling y'all straight up about, the essence and the spirit and the soul and, stuff like that, and then, like I said, there's more to it than just that, because the subconscious is connected to the spirit. Not the subconscious is the spirit, but the subconscious is connected to the spirit. And so the subconscious is just another you that elected to stay with you during your lifetime because of the help factor. You know what I'm saying? So, because nobody likes to be alone, and sometimes you need you more than anybody else. So there's a you that's takes in the information, because the information registry is destroyed for most of you because of your lies and the lies that you try to hold on to. And I tell you, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. These lies that y'all try to hold on to, they hold on to you, and they damage you and destroy your brain function, which is why the Transformers and androids and stuff really had to be uh, more broad than it just being just them. You know what I'm saying? Because and it had to be go from different place, because we had to create these bodies that could actually have functioning brains, because these cults was turning up. That's what they're doing. They're destroying your brain functioning and your cognitive abilities and your sensory, you know, abilities and stuff like that. That's why you have sensory deprivation like y'all do, because of what they're doing to you. You know, and but you don't care. You don't listen. You don't believe anything. But that's okay. I don't mind. I'm telling you. So that's my job. So I just hey, it is what it is. So it's a whole lot deeper than what your cult leaders are telling you. So and they ain't got no real answers for you, no way. Now do they? Nothing about no spirit. They're gonna tell you a bunch of bull crap with a big old smile on their face and anything. Uh-huh. So, are they taking it serious? You're forever, or you taking it serious? You're forever. I just one of those type of situations. Where, like, do you ask yourself questions? And but your subconscious asks that question all the time. You subconsciously ask that question, and so I saw fit. I was like, hold up, you could be without another person for a subconscious. And so, I was like, well, let me go ahead and just fix all this stuff, because as I became, I started looking into the problems. And as I was looking through the problems, I saw all these problems, not only with myself, but with everyone else. And so I had to fix myself while fixing other people. So I'm not really a selfish person, but this time I had to be selfish. I had to be selfish. I had to work on me first, and then try to help everybody else. And because that's the guidelines for first of all. You can't help nobody else if you can't help yourself. So, that's a part of the laws of living and existing. Because living is one thing, but existing is a whole nother. Correct. Let's focus on the bigger picture just a little bit. Sometimes more than none. Okay, so it's just one of those type of things where when you're dealing with Professor Xavier, oh, Professor Excalibur Xavier, Professor yeah, man. That's why like the Triple X program, should and on other planets is a real program. That's why I was like, the Koski is a real program. You know what I'm saying? That's programs. Those are situations where groups get together to change things that need to be changed. And what are you trying to change again? See, I'm trying to change blacks. Building, loving, and caring kids, security. I know. What? Yeah. Because we need more loving and caring children, kids out there. You know what I'm saying? Because if they start off loving and caring and just carry that through their adulthood or their grown up, stages, it just keeps going. More loving and caring environments and situations and stuff like that. Because as it stands now, that jealousy is running over you like crazy. And it's because of those bad emotions that you have in you that keeps you blind and ignorant and foolish and blah 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 and all the stuff I'm talking about. hmm so it's just I love you. We love you. It's just you keep fighting for image, and we're trying to live for peace. and you're not paying attention to anything, but you're paying these other bills, these land bills, which is okay because you got to keep them lights on. You got to keep them lights on, but the lights up here should be at least connected. You know, they should at least be connected. Let's try to use this a little bit more than just a hat rack. So one of those type of situations. Did you follow along? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? So I bet you didn't get it. But maybe you will, maybe you won't. It's one of those things where the story was told. It is up to you to get it. To listen and listen respectfully, carefully, intensely, and so on and so forth, because the forms of listening are just more than just "I heard you." The forms of sight is more than just "I saw it." Smell, taste. Those senses have carry other properties and whatnot, facets and aspects and factors. Uh, More than a hat rack now, more than a hat rack. So let's use it for what it's worth, because if you don't use it, you will lose it. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is not bliss. If it was, why would you be so frustrated all the time when people say something above your knowledge? Yeah. So let's do better with accepting information, so that way we can gain more knowledge and grow and get some common ground and common something besides a common ice cream, common candy, common snacks. Yeah, that's cool and all, but I want more than snacks between each other. That's why I was like, shoot, I don't mind. I'm gonna walk through, and let y'all deal with what y'all to deal with, and I'm gonna have my popcorn and my Slurpee, and it's gonna be a crying shame when I run out of Slurpee. I am going to tear up when I run out of Slurpee. Whatever. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you care, maybe you don't. Maybe you're thinking about something, maybe you won't. They had Nickelback out of song. If everyone cared and nobody, it was a great song. It was a great song. You know what I'm saying? But we don't listen. So well, I listen. You don't. 180. I'm a 180 from you. Because I do this thing called paying attention, caring, loving, listening, taking in information, deciphering it, analyzing it, studying it. Stuff you're supposed to dang gonna do. Science. What's up, Doc? Don't feed the ops, and just what's up, Doc? Don't feed the ops, okay?